Join me as I dive into the life of Hagar, the Egyptian servant who played a pivotal role in biblical history, and see if I can uncover the truth behind her story. In this video, you will explore who Hagar was, her significance in the Bible, and how her story intertwines with the larger themes of faith and identity. Hagar's life as a servant in a foreign land was far from easy. She was taken from her homeland, forced into servitude, and treated as a mere commodity. As a foreigner, she lacked the protection of her native community, leaving her vulnerable to exploitation. Her situation was further complicated by her role as a mother, as she struggled to provide for her son, Ishmael, in a world that didn't seem to care about their well-being. As a servant, Hagar's fate was intricately tied to the whims of her masters, Abraham and Sarah. She had little control over her own life, and her every move was dictated by their desires. This lack of autonomy made her question her own identity and purpose, as she felt like a mere extension of her masters rather than a person with agency and worth. Hagar's quest for belonging was also a constant theme in her life. As an outsider in a foreign land, she longed for connection and community. But her status as a servant made it difficult for her to form meaningful relationships, leaving her feeling isolated and alone. Despite these challenges, Hagar refused to give up, and her resilience in the face of adversity is a testament to her strength and character. The power dynamics at play in Hagar's life were complex and multifaceted. As a servant, she was at the mercy of her masters, but as a mother, she was fiercely protective of her son. This tension between submission and autonomy created a sense of inner turmoil, as Hagar struggled to navigate her dual roles and find her place in the world. In the midst of these challenges, Hagar's relationship with Sarah and Abraham was a central theme in her story. As a servant, she was deeply embedded in their household, and her fate was inextricably linked to theirs. But as a person, she had her own desires, hopes, and dreams, which often conflicted with the plans of her masters. This tension between loyalty and independence would have far-reaching consequences for all parties involved. Hagar's background as an Egyptian servant also provides valuable context for her story. In a world where slavery was a common practice, Hagar's status as a servant was not unusual. However, her experience as a foreigner in a foreign land adds an extra layer of complexity to her narrative. As an outsider, she was forced to navigate unfamiliar customs, languages, and cultural norms, all while struggling to maintain her own sense of identity and purpose. Despite her difficult circumstances, Hagar's story is also one of remarkable resilience and strength. In the face of adversity, she refused to give up, and her determination to survive and thrive is a testament to her character. Her story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and that the human spirit can overcome even the most daunting challenges. Hagar's encounter with God in the wilderness was a turning point in her life, one that transformed her understanding of her identity and purpose. In this moment, she came face to face with the divine, and her encounter with God's presence changed her forever. It was a moment of profound insight, one that revealed to her the depths of her own strength and resilience, and gave her a newfound sense of purpose and direction. In the wilderness, Hagar discovered that she was not just a servant or a mother, but a person of worth and value, beloved by God. This revelation was a game changer for her, as it gave her the courage to stand up for herself and assert her autonomy in a world that had long oppressed her. It was a moment of liberation, one that freed her from the chains of her past and empowered her to forge a new path forward. Hagar's encounter with God also highlights the theme of faith in her story. As a servant, she had little control over her own life, and her fate was often dictated by the whims of her masters. But in the wilderness, she discovered that she had the power to choose, to trust in God's presence, and to find hope in the darkest of times. This realization transformed her understanding of faith, as she came to see it not as a static concept, but as a dynamic and living reality that could guide her through even the most challenging of circumstances. As we reflect on Hagar's story, we are reminded of the profound impact she had on biblical history. Her legacy extends far beyond her own life, influencing the course of events that would shape the fate of nations and the destiny of humanity. Through her story, we are reminded of the power of faith, hope, and resilience in the face of adversity, and the importance of standing up for our rights and dignity in a world that often seeks to oppress and marginalize. In conclusion, Hagar's story is a testament to the power of the human spirit, and a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. Her legacy teaches us valuable lessons about faith, struggle, and hope, and invites us to reflect on our own place in the world and our responsibility to stand up for justice and compassion. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts on Hagar's story, please share them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about influential biblical figures, be sure to check out my other videos.
By the way, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to be notified whenever I upload more Bible stories.